Wait, before you scroll past this, answer me one question. If you attended your own funeral and saw your husband crying, would you reveal yourself? Keep watching because this woman did the unthinkable. My people, let me tell you about Nkechi from Oboro village. Beautiful woman, married for 8 years to Brother Johnson, the deacon, the community leader, the man who prayed the loudest in church every Sunday. But you know what they say, the devil doesn't come with horns, he comes with a Bible and a smile. And Nkechi, she was about to teach the whole village that lesson. Now Brother Johnson was loved. I mean loved. When he walked into church, people stood. When he spoke, people listened. He was the man who counseled couples, who preached about love and patience. At home, Nkechi had to wear long sleeves in 40-degree heat. She had to time her cooking so perfectly that if the rice was ready 2 minutes late, she'd pay for it with her body. She learned to cry silently because the neighbors couldn't know that Brother Johnson, the man of God, was a walking demon. And just when you think this story is heading where you expect, oh my people, Nkechi had a plan that would make even Nollywood scriptwriters jealous. One morning, Nkechi woke up and made a decision. She didn't pack her bags. She didn't run to her family. Nkechi was smarter than that. She went to visit Mama Patience, the village herbalist who had seen her bruises at the stream. And she said, "Mama, I need to die." Mama Patience dropped her mortar. "Nkechi, has that man finally driven you mad?" "No Mama," Nkechi smiled, "and this is the part that gives me chills. I need to die so I can finally live." See, Nkechi knew that if she just ran away, Brother Johnson would haunt her. He'd cry to the church elders, he'd call her family, he'd play the victim so well that the entire community would drag her back. But if she was dead? Oh, a dead woman tells no tales, but she also owes no explanations. Mama Patience gave Nkechi a root, the kind that makes your heart slow down so much you appear dead. Not for long, just long enough. 3 days later, Nkechi cooked Brother Johnson his favorite meal, jollof rice with extra spice. While he was stuffing his face and backing orders, she excused herself to the back room. She took the root. Within 20 minutes, she collapsed. Brother Johnson found her on the floor, cold as ice, no pulse. He screamed, he called the neighbors, he even cried real tears, not because he loved her, but because now people would ask questions about why a healthy 29-year-old woman just dropped dead. The village doctor came, checked her, and declared, heart failure. She's gone. The funeral was planned for 2 days later. Now, stay with me, because what happened at that funeral is why this story is being told 10 years later in every village within 100 kilometers. The church was packed. Brother Johnson wore the finest black agbada. His face looked like someone had squeezed all the joy out of it. Women brought him food, men patted his shoulder. Everyone said, "Brother Johnson, God knows best. She was such a good wife. You gave her the best life." The coffin sat at the altar, sealed, ready to be buried. But as the pastor began the final prayer, the church door slammed open, and in walked Nkechi. Not as a ghost, not as a spirit. Nkechi walked in wearing a bright yellow dress, her hair freshly braided, her skin glowing like she'd just come back from a spa, not a grave. The entire church went silent. Brother Johnson's face. My people, if shock was a person, it would be him in that moment. His mouth opened but no words came out. Nkechi walked straight to the coffin, knocked on it 3 times, and said loud enough for everyone to hear, "Sorry I'm late to my own funeral. I was busy being alive." Then she turned to the congregation and did what no one expected. She lifted her sleeves. She showed the scars, the burn marks, the healed fractures, the bruises that makeup used to hide. She told them everything. How Brother Johnson, their beloved deacon, was a monster at home. How he threatened to kill her if she ever left. How he told her that no one would believe her because he was the man of God. "So I decided," Nkechi said, her voice steady and strong, "if I had to die to be free, then let me die. But I chose when, I chose how, and I chose to come back to tell MY's story before he could bury it with my body." The church erupted. Women started crying, some because they'd been there, some because they knew someone who had. Men looked away in shame because they knew Brother Johnson wasn't the only one. And Brother Johnson, he tried to run, but the village youth blocked the doors. That day, Nkechi didn't just escape her abuser. She freed 5 other women in that village who came forward and said, "Me too." Today, 10 years later, Nkechi runs a shelter 3 towns away. She helps women who are trapped in marriages that look perfect on the outside but are coffins on the inside. Brother Johnson, he lost everything, his title, his respect, his businesses. Last anyone heard, he was living in a small room, alone, with nothing but his demons to keep him company. And Mama Patience, she still tells the story of the woman who died to live. My people, this story teaches us something. Not every death is an ending. Sometimes, it's the only way to get a new beginning. And not every man in a church shirt has God in his heart. Some have the devil on a leash, just waiting to be let loose. If this story shook you, share it. Someone in your contact list needs to hear this today. If you know a woman whose smile doesn't reach her eyes, whose husband is perfect in public but she flinches when he moves too fast, send her this. Sometimes, a story is the key that unlocks the cage. And remember, freedom is never convenient, but it's always necessary. Drop a comment. Would you have attended your own funeral? And what would you say if you did? I'll be reading every single one. Until next time, may your chains be broken and your courage be loud.